Did you know that everything you believed about breakfast, such as it being the healthiest meal of the day, was actually not backed by science? You know, I already exposed the 10,000 steps myth. Turns out that was just the beginning. Because today we're going after something even bigger, the sacred rule that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You've heard it all your life. Your mom said it, your doctor said it. It's on the cereal boxes, nutritional posters, school cafeteria walls. It's basically treated as biological facts, but it is actually not biological fact. It is a marketing slogan, and I am going to show you why. I am going to take you back to the early 1900s. John Harvey Kellogg. Yes, that Kellogg. He was running a sanitarium in Michigan. He and his brother, Will Keith Kellogg, started pushing grain-based breakfast foods as a health product. Now, Will, he was the more business-minded brother and wanted to add sugar to the cereal to make it taste better. But John said absolutely not. They actually had a falling out over it. Will, he went off and built the Kellogg company on his own and then spent the next few decades running some of the most aggressive food advertising America has ever seen. And the core part of that advertising was hammering home that breakfast was essential, non-negotiable, and the most important meal of the day. Other cereal brands such as Post and General Mills, they saw that it was working and they just piled on. And suddenly every breakfast food company in America was funding nutrition education and shockingly always concluded that they needed to eat breakfast. Now, by the mid-century, the message had been repeated so many times by so many companies that it crossed over from advertising into conventional wisdom. Doctors started saying it, nutritionists started saying it, and it just became fact. Except nobody actually proved it. So, what does the research actually say? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the thing. Studies that look neutral on breakfast tend to be funded by cereal companies. A 2013 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition specifically called this out. They found out that industry-funded breakfast studies were far more likely to conclude breakfast was beneficial than independent studies. And when you look at the independent research, it's way more complicated. Intermittent fasting, which by definition means skipping a meal such as breakfast, which is my favorite, has pretty solid body of evidence behind it for metabolic health, insulin sensitivity, and weight management. A large 2019 study found that people who skipped breakfast actually consumed fewer calories overall during the day without compensating at lunch or dinner time. Now, this is important. I'm not saying to skip breakfast. Some people genuinely feel better after eating breakfast in the morning, and that's totally fine. Kids, especially, may benefit from it for concentration at school, and the science on that is real. What I am saying is the most important meal of the day is not a medical conclusion. It's a tagline, and there is a difference. So the next time someone tells you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, you can tell them, yeah, Kellogg's thought so too. They had lots of reasons to. And the wildest part of all of this, it worked so well that 100 years later, we're still saying it. That might actually be the most impressive thing about it. It's genuinely one of the most successful ad campaigns in human history, just disguised as health advice. Anyway, I'm going to eat my breakfast now. Just kidding, this is actually dinner.